Before you watch this video, I highly recommend you watch the first episode first. It gives general advice about the game that everybody needs, no matter what class you decide to play. Watched it? Cool, onto the video. So you've decided to play Pyro. Good choice. Pyro is a masked thing that speaks in incoherent mumbles, is feared by the rest of their team, and is probably completely insane. But besides all that, Pyro is one of the most versatile classes, with him being able to do massive amounts of damage, but also have a load of supportive capabilities. Pyro is easily one of the most helpful members of the team. In this video we'll be going over these topics: about the Pyro, their role in the team, counters, positioning, and their weapons. Only two things are known for sure about the mysterious Pyro. He sets things on fire and he doesn't speak. In fact, only the part about setting things on fire is undisputed. Some believe his occasional rasping wheeze may be an attempt to communicate through a mouth obstructed by a filter and attached to lungs ravaged by constant exposure to his asbestos-lined suit. Either way, he's a fearsome, inscrutable, on-fire Frankenstein of a man. If he even is a man. Pyro is the third class in the line of the Mercs. He sits at 175 base health and his average speed. Pyro is equipped with a flamethrower that has the ability to burn enemies or blow them or any projectiles away using his air blast. He also can use his air blast to extinguish burning players. So what is your role in the team as a Pyro? I think that this diagram best explains it. Let's go through each group. Hit classes won't be getting mad multi-kills or damage output. They're meant to be one person at a time, mainly high priority targets like medics or snipers. Pyro classes are the ones who will be putting out a lot of damage. They'll normally be the ones getting large multi-kills and be up at the front lines the longest. And support classes are the ones who keep everybody safe, whether it be through healing, reflecting projectiles, or area denial. So if we look here, Pyro is in between support and power. That's because Pyro is extremely versatile. He has a range of both supportive and aggressive weapons to choose from. So how you play really depends on what role your team needs. If you see your team has 5 soldiers, play supportive. Pyro can help his team several ways. He can help them by extinguishing any burning teammates you see by air blasting in their direction. He can reflect projectiles away from people that are being focused, such as heavy at the front line. But one of the most common ways to support your team is to help your engineer. This is referred to as Pyro. A Pyro will equip the homewrecker and play close to the engineer, reflecting projectiles away from his buildings and spy checking using your flamethrower. You're the most effective class for spy checking, and spraying someone with flames will instantly tell you if they're a spy. So if someone's acting sus, it's your job to check them. Now if your team is full of spies, snipers and scouts, and you insist on actually playing Pyro, that's when you can play more aggressive. When you play more aggressive, you should be fighting closer to the front line. It's hard, but Pyro can actually take on a few people at a time if the circumstances are right. Now this is one of the most important things I have to say in this video, so if you take away anything, let it be this. Okay? You listening?
Use your secondary! You have it for a reason!
It pains me to see new Pyros just walk forward holding mouse 1, getting 2 kills and then dying. If you do that, you're teaching yourself wrong, you're crippling yourself from the outset. It's the reason people say Pyro takes no skill, which isn't true. He takes skill if you play it right. What I do is light the person on fire, switch to my shotgun, get a few shots in, then switch back to the flamethrower. This has secured me so many more kills than if I were to just spam fire. But anyway, to wrap up this section, you're to help your teammates at any opportunity you see. Positioning is where you should be positioned during fights. As I said before, you can play Pyro two ways. If you decide to play supportive, you'll be playing either near the engineers or behind the front line to extinguish any burning players or reflect any projectiles you see. A counter is a matchup between two classes in which one side has an advantage due to their class or weapon. An example of this is Sniper. Sniper counters Heavy. Since Heavy's so slow, he's an easy target for snipers, and although it's not impossible for a Heavy to kill a sniper, if both were the only players on a server, it's more than likely the sniper would come out on top. Now that you know what a counter is, let's go over who Pyro counters and who counters Pyro. Pyro counters two classes, Soldier and Demo, and it's because of that little thing called Air Blast. If a soldier has the wrong secondary and you hit all your reflects, there's nothing the soldier can do. And if you're really good, you can make a demo's life living hell since he only has projectiles and melee. Now air blasting can be a bit tricky to get used to, but once you get the timing right, it's extremely satisfying to pull off. Pyro's hardest counter would probably be Heavy. It's quite hard to kill a Heavy as a Pyro, since Pyro's best at close range and Heavy is best at mid range. By the time you get up to him, there's going to be nothing left of you. My advice would be to only take on a Heavy if you know he's low or if you see him before he sees you. Now, finally onto the weapons. For your primary, I'd look out for the Degreaser, a quick switch flamethrower with more expensive air blasts. It pairs nicely with the Panic Attack, a quick switch shotgun that shoots in a fixed pattern. Using both of these together is basically like dual wielding them. Some other secondaries I'd look out for is the Flare Gun. It fires in a completely straight line and allows you to play with a bit more range than you normally could. And the Detonator, a flare gun that can be manually detonated, and it can also be used to jump to higher places like rocket jumping or sticky jumping. And finally, melees. For the majority of situations, I'd use the Power Jack. It's a melee weapon that is the absolute meta. It lets you run faster for the trade-off of a 20% damage vulnerability while the weapon is out. This is great for making escapes or getting to the front line quicker. Now if you decide to play around the engineer as a Pyro, use the Home Wrecker. One swing of the Home Wrecker will remove sappers from friendly engineers' buildings. And that's all you need to know to play Pyro. Now a lot of people say Pyro is a low skill class, but don't listen to them. If you play him right and you use the options given to you, you can do some of the most high skill tricks in the game.